Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you're doing great out there. I'd like to express my thanks for your warm words and time you share with me here. Enjoy this video. Since my first place of employment was located in a nearby town, I had to commute there daily by train and back home in the same fashion. It took me over an hour to get to both destinations. I used to while away lots of hours at the railway station waiting for my train to pick me up, season by season, on my own. In spring, watching clouds cutting across the sky. In summer, playing Loves Me Now with daisy petals. In fall, blowing dandelion fluff off. And in winter, gazing into my reflection in icicles hanging down bare tree branches. Thus I passed hours away somehow till my train arrived. It was unendurable in the summertime as the rails are built on gravel as a general rule, and it's prone to heating up in the sun like an oven and bringing up the temperature in the area. I used to have my neck pouch with me with everything I needed, and which traveled with me all the time. Once on a torrid September evening, with the sun ablaze on the horizon, I've been waiting for my train as usual, wearily and nervously pulling up and down the metal zipper pull of my neck pouch, and which came off at last, apparently due to my mistreatment. Vexed, I threw it away into the sunset with might and main, and the dazzling shine of the setting sun consumed it straight away. No pricks of conscience bothered me at all. All I was not by at the moment was my train, as though deliberately slowing down to make me suffer longer waiting. The rails laid on the gravel were heating up in the sun during the day, and then keeping the whole area hot all night long. When I finally arrived, I hurried inside, taking my leave of that ill-starred evening through the window near my seat. I put my eyes together for a while, and soon I was home. My body longed for a cozy bed, and once it was fulfilled, I dived into a deep sleep in a twinkle. However, right in the middle of the night, my eyes opened spontaneously and mine cleared up. For some time I was just staring at the ceiling and no thought disturbed me at all. Somehow I managed to fall asleep again after a little of tossing and turning. I believe the deadly silence got its hand in it. Bright and early, I had my cup of tea with a slice of orange and headed to the station where I got on the train. Another hour and a half in an empty railway car with my motionless exterior behind the cold window pane, which was getting pierced by morning sun rays little by little. The vehicle was moving in its usual direction, at its usual pace, and it seemed like that day wasn't going to be much different from the previous ones. At work, the rest of the morning, I was being beaten by no feeling which had been haunting me since the middle of the night, and I was incapable of defining what kind of feeling it was. And only in a taxi on the way to the railway station, I figured it out at last. It was a pang of guilt for my day the day before. I had vented my exasperation on a thing that had faithfully been with me for years. Now you might be thinking that I am caring too much about nothing kind of person. Well, this is the way I am. I just don't want to lose what is mine and let it go like it has never belonged to me. I have always been conscientious, way too much. So much that life is oftentimes unfair to me. But I don't want to reciprocate. Back to the story. I was impatiently counting houses as if I knew how many of them were left to my destination. And once I got to the station, I hurried to the desolate platform as a little time was still available before the sunset. Sometimes I tend to romanticize what takes place in my life, imagining myself to be a part of some poetic and inspiring story, and it's even more pleasing with a happy ending. Seeking the zipper pull in the ocean of gravel seemed to be mission impossible, but I remained adamant against the odds. Although the sun was going down, the hot rails were still aggressively hissing like cornered vipers. After hours of futile attempts, I hopelessly breathed out and looked back. There were hundreds of feet between me and the platform. That was where my obstinacy had brought me to. I wasn't intent on putting up with my failure, but I had no more strength left to proceed, and my belief was on the wane, so I turned back with my head down, crushed by the bad luck. I was walking on the gravel, and it was crunching under my feet, and the sound made was pretty hypnotizing and helpful. There were countless tiny rusty brown stones around, and it occurred to me like, what did you ever count on? Indeed, accepting my failure was sensible, and I looked back at the setting sun to see it off and let it go with it. However, at a distance, something in the gravel blinked at me, and my curiosity again kicked in. No fatigue or whatever could stop me then, as I heard right there towards the mysterious sign, with my eyes unblinking, not to lose sight of it. And yes, that was the zipper pull itself, hiding on the smooth back of a stone with thousands like that around. It's wonderful that it didn't slip into the gap between the stones, where its slide would have never broken out of from. It was back on my pouch, and soon the loud whistle of my train was heard from afar. Romanticizing the whole story makes it appear epic. So be it. These are the fibers I let think through me, and this is the way this touching story was born. Sure, my type of nature did its part to frame it all this way charming, and caring too much about nothing makes small things meaningful. Needless to say, the friendship is real only on a basis of reciprocity. So would you mind liking this piece of my biography? And do not go past the notification bell icon without ringing it. Take care of yourselves and see you soon.